Hey everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards. Today is Monday, and that means mail day, and we've got a couple of pieces of mail here from some longtime viewers of the channel and some very generous viewers at that. The first piece of mail we got here is from Three Good Nerds. Justin, thank you very much for sending this out. I do not have even the slightest idea of what is in here. Justin didn't tell me he was going to be sending me anything, so I'm pretty excited to see what he has put in that envelope. And this one is from Julie Searle. Thank you very much, Jules, for sending this out. Julie has sent some fantastic cards to us in the past, and I am looking very forward to seeing what we have in here today. This will be a lot of fun. Two really friendly people and just wonderful, wonderful supporters of this channel. Thank you both so much for sending cards to us on Mail Day. We're going to get into Three Good Nerds package first and see what they have sent. I got Mr. Kershaw here to help me open these envelopes. I hope you guys are doing well, that you all had a really enjoyable weekend, that you had a good Easter. We had a very good time this weekend. I cannot get into this for some reason. I think Justin has taped it and sealed it and used some sort of special adhesive to keep me from getting into this. I don't know if Mr. Kershaw is going to be much help with whatever Justin has put in here. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to just rip it apart with my man hands and see how that goes. But yes, we had a very good Easter, had a lot of fun with the relatives, and then one of the cousins had a birthday that we celebrated this past weekend, and that was a pretty wild and fun time. The kids were running around like crazy, and everybody was having a good time. So we had a really busy and enjoyable weekend. I hope you did too. This is from Justin at Three Good Nerds, and it has three good, no, it actually is way more than three. I was going to try to make a rhyme there and say it had three good birds on the front of it, but it has a lot more than three, so I'm just going to dispense with that. See what we have in here. This is taped in here with the ubiquitous painter's tape that we all use to mail cards these days because it comes off of surfaces easily. And let's see what we've got going on in here. I, again, did not get any warning from Justin that anything was coming my way, so this is all quite a surprise to me. Let's find out what is going on here. Looks like there is a letter of some sort, so let's read this first. Howdy, CW. Hope everything is going well for you and the family. There are just a couple of things enclosed that I hope brightens your day a bit, included as a small token of thanks from the YouTube community for all the wonderful things that you do to make this hobby and the community a happier place for everyone. Wow. Personally, I just can't get enough of your team rips with the pack opening machine, and I know everyone really enjoys your commentary and humor. Well, that is very kind of you to say that, Justin. Thank you so much for that. Wow. I hope that you enjoyed the small token of thanks that was created in honor of Lisa Z and her positivity and community spirit. The community felt that you were deserving of the recognition for everything you do to make this little corner of YouTube so special. Your friend Justin and the Nerds. That is a lovely letter. Thank you very much, Justin. That is going to go right on top of the letter stack that I keep up here on the top of the card wall. Lisa Z, for those of you who never saw her channel, Lisa Z passed away not too long ago after struggling with some health problems for a while. I knew Lisa. She had been an early supporter of the channel, and we got to be friends over the years. I sent her plenty of cards. She was a big Miggy fan. Miguel Cabrera was a big player for her, probably her main PC person, I think. So I used to send her his cards and other Tigers, and anything she saw in my giveaways, I would always try to prioritize her. Lisa lived in some difficult circumstances and was just a really, as Justin said, a really positive person, a really just a friendly, nice person, and a very, I think, just a really beloved member of our community. A lot of people really like Lisa, and I certainly did too. And I always try to keep it positive here on the channel. As you longtime viewers know, I don't really ever talk about anything that, would be, bringing somebody down or anything like that. And, I when somebody passes away, when there's, some sad news about somebody, I generally don't talk about it on the channel, not because I don't miss that person or feel like, there's an absence or a void, but just because I don't know, that's not what I want to do on my channel. I want to keep it positive and I want to keep it fun and whatnot. But Justin brought this up, and I do miss Lisa, and in the last giveaway that I did, Lisa was not around for that, and I definitely thought of her, and I always think of her whenever I pull a Mickey card, honestly. She was the person who PC'd him, and so I probably always will, quite honestly. So very nice of Justin to do that. This is looks like there's a community recognition sticker in here with Lisa's face on it. That is pretty cool. I did not know that anybody had done that. That is really neat. Thank you so much for doing that, Justin. I'm very glad to have that. That is really cool. I'm going to sit that right up here, and I'll probably find a better place for it than that. But and there's their new sticker for Three Good Nerds. That is pretty sweet. That is the Junior Nerd, and I have the collection of Three Good Nerds stickers going here. As you can see, I think I have a complete set, but maybe not, Justin. You'll have to tell me if that is the case. I'll put Junior Nerd in the front there, and just put that up there. Sometimes the camera, you can't really see it today, but sometimes the camera includes that. I'll try to leave it like that so you can see that. And then what are these cards that were sent to me? This is an Orioles prospect card of Judd Fabian, and this is a numbered card to $9.99. Let's get this in focus so you can check that out. $9.99, and there is the card. It is from Elite Extra Edition, which is a Panini product, and this is a die-cut card, as you can see there. So that is pretty cool. Judd Fabian, nice prospect for the O's, who are not having the best start to the season, that's for sure, but I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll do pretty well. And then Anderson De Los Santos. This is a Bowman Chrome first card, and it is certainly one that I did not have. It's an auto card there, or really it appears to be an initialed card, to be more specific about things, which players sometimes do. He does have a pretty long name, so I'll let him slide on that. Anderson De Los Santos, and that is also numbered out of $4.99 up there in the corner. You can see that. So that is pretty cool. Wow, Justin, thank you very much for these. I did not have either one of these cards, and you do know I collect the Orioles prospects, so that is pretty darn awesome, Justin. Thank you so much for thinking of me, and what a nice letter. Very, very complimentary, and I certainly appreciate that a great deal. Very thoughtful, Justin. All right, we're going to get into this envelope from Julie Searle, who is a longtime supporter of the channel. Super, super friendly. Jules and I correspond pretty regularly, and she is just a delightful person. She's been collecting cards for as long as I have, since the 1970s, as far as I know, and she just she TTMs, she collects, and she talks about baseball with me. She just is a great fan of the hobby and of the sport. Let's see what we have here. We've got a note from Jules. Let's see what this has to say. Hey CW, here's a few cards that I hope fit into your PC. Just wanted to send you a little something to say thank you so much for the cards you sent my way. You are so kind and generous, and it's very appreciated. Also want to say thanks for the laughs. You and the POM and Mrs. CW are hysterical. Your videos make my day, Jules. Well, thank you so much. Wow, two really wonderful letters, and I know I say this every time I get sent something, but to me, the letters are genuinely the best part. I love the letters. I save them all. I've got a big stack up there that is on top of the pack wall back here, and I've got some, I'm starting to run out of room. I've got several kind of different stacks going there, so thank you very, very much for that, Julie. I really appreciate it. So we got we got a couple of cards in this sleeve here. I'm going to take these out. It looks like a really, really sweet-looking Curt Flood card from 1970 when he went over to the Phillies. I think he's still wearing his Cardinals hat there, but you couldn't tell in the photo. But yeah, Curt Flood. Wow, that is a really nice card. Look how really just great corners, great edges. That is a beauty of a card there. Number 360 from 1970 Topps. Love that. That is really cool. And this looks like it's from the Hildebrands. They're a brother combo of artists, and wow, that is just beautiful. Greg and Tim Hildebrandt have been doing comic art and fantasy art for many, many, many years, and this is a set that came out in 1992, and I do not have this card. Jules knows that I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. I was born in Baltimore and grew up there, and know a lot about Edgar Allan Poe. He's buried there and spent a lot of time during his life there, and that is just an awesome card. I love that. got the Raven in the front, and I assume that's Lenore in the back. And really, really cool. That is a card I did not know existed, and I am really quite happy to have that one. I'm going to put that back in the sleeve, and that one might have to replace the hot dogs, I think. That's going to stay up on the card wall for a little while. What else do we have here? We got some more cards in this sleeve. Let's see what we have here. Dan Marino, who I do collect, and I don't think I have that card. That is a Collector's Edge card, I believe, from the 90s. I'll have to check the back of that and see. Oh, and this is a preview card. That is really cool. Wow, that is a really neat card that I did not have. Thank you for that, Jules. That is really thoughtful. That is awesome. You can see it is not numbered. It's got DM up there just for Dan Marino, not for Dungeon Master. That's something else entirely. Let's see. That is definitely a card I do not have. That'll go in my Marino binder. That is awesome. Thank you, Jules. And a very nice Mike Trout card, Rookies and Stars. Mike Trout starting off the season pretty strongly this year. He's got quite a few home runs to his credit. Angels doing, I think, a little better than people expected, but still going to have a hard time with all the competition in the American League this season. But beautiful Mike Trout card from 2022, Rookies and Stars. I don't buy a lot of Panini, so she made the right guess sending me a Panini Trout, because no, in fact, I do not have that. Wow, look at this Mike Trout. This is a die-cut acetate. Get the camera to focus on this. It might be a little tough getting it. You can kind of see that it is die-cut and an acetate. Where is it die-cut? No, I guess it's not. I got tricked there, but it is an acetate, and that is a beauty. I definitely don't have that either. That is also from 2022, and that is a Donruss Clearly, I believe, is what those inserts are called. And honestly, the acetate cards are the one thing that I have sometimes thought maybe I should buy more Panini, because they do acetate, and Topps really doesn't do that very much at all at this point. But Panini does a great job on those. That is a really wonderful card. That is right up my alley. Thank you so much for that, Jules. That's a wonderful card. And what do we have here? This is, oh yeah, these were promotional packs of cards that you could get at card stores and conventions and wherever people had cards. And it was anti-drug, promotional stuff that the players did. And I think this was through, I believe it was through the NFL, but I thought it was through Upper Deck as well. I think they were, it doesn't say on the back, but I think they were who actually printed these cards. That is neat. And that's an Aikman. I also collect Aikman and have for, well, pretty much since he came into the league. And that is a card. If I have that card, I certainly don't have it sealed in this original promo cello. So that is very neat for me. And I believe I can probably just fold that over and actually get that to fit into one of the 9-pocket sleeves in the Aikman binder. So that's pretty cool. I have a pretty big Aikman collection because, like I said, he's somebody that I have been collecting since he came into the league, and I still like him. I think he's a great color commentator on the NFL broadcasts. I really like his work as a commentator, and even when he's, kind of not on the air, he has a lot to say about football. If you look online, you can often see him quoted about different things that are going on in football. And I really appreciate what a straight shooter Troy Aikman is. He doesn't hold back. He really says what's on his mind, and I don't think that there are a lot of people associated with the NFL who would dare to do that. But, Aikman, I think, holds a certain status, and so he gets away with it, which I love. I think that's awesome. Jules, these were extremely thoughtful cards. These are just great. They do indeed fit into my PC perfectly. I really like this Curt Flood, too. That's a very nice shaped card, too. Very nice card to see. So thank you very much for these, Jules, and thank you, Justin, for all of the kind words and for these beautiful pre-rookie cards of some Orioles prospects that I look forward to seeing in future years, hopefully playing on the team. Wonderful cards, an autographed card no less. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much, Justin and Jules. You guys both just, you know me so well. You know exactly the stuff I like, so it's very, very kind of you to have thought of me. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I will be back opening something on the show tomorrow. I'm not sure what, but I'll look around in the card closet, see what I can find. Of course, Wednesday is Pack Battle Day, and I do it up with Average Joe every Wednesday. We battle, and I usually lose, but I don't mind losing to my friend Average Joe. Thursday is Anything Can Happen Day, and Friday, of course, is Dorking with Dice. So that is your week of programming here on the Card Wolf Network. I look forward to seeing you back for those episodes and more. And I hope your week is starting off well on this Easter Monday. Hopefully some of you have it off from work, or maybe you took it off just to recuperate from a busy weekend. I will look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. And as always, happy collecting.